This last part of the series isn't about any particular person other than myself. The power of the camera is a hell of a drug, y'all. And if you're not careful when in possession of that power, it can make you a stone cold addict. Mixed with anger, you become the same thing you fight against. The simple truth is, I'm not an auditor, and I never was. And while I love and respect what many of them do, I was never clever enough to be like them or could even hold a candle to some of the content they produce. But when you see Superman save the day all the time, you want to try to go out and recreate some of those victories to feed the addiction.
You're not that special.
No, I know, but it's just paranoid. Appreciate that, brother.
No, man. Please don't be paranoid.
Thank you.
I welcome everybody in there.
Cop watching is cool because we get to be the silent gatekeepers. Be safe, lady. Yes, baby. But it's no feeling like being a pissed off guy pissing off other folks with a simple camera. He was just back there with you.
That's all I want is his name and badge number. I don't understand why that's a problem.
I don't understand why you're here. What do you need?
That has nothing to do with you. All I need is that guy's name and badge number and I'm out of here. You want
What
me
guy? What guy do you want?
The sergeant, detective, or
detective.
just walk past.
The plainclothes detective that was just here talking with us.
Dude, what are you doing? Seriously.
So you won't answer the question, sir?
He's not going to answer it. He's playing a game. He's a clown.
You did this with me on the phone. This just further.
Absolutely.
I don't want to
Because when you
insult
don't
you.
do your job, when you don't identify, you refuse.
Have a good day,
to do these things,
Lieutenant.
You're nothing but a clown.
Lieutenant.
Okay. Have a
He's
good
a
day.
public
Have a good day,
official.
Lieutenant. I was on a power trip, and I was filming folks just because I could, hoping they'd challenge me to feed the beast inside me. Like a dirty cop, I was only looking for justification. Yep, I was only looking for justification to film you, not necessity. And although I like to think that I never started a confrontation, it was my hope that my camera would trigger someone so I could finish it, though. This wasn't me. It was a sickness for control and self-worth. My sickness for feeling like I was in control, taking back a power, but in reality, I was out of control. You know what they say, you can't win them all. So I was asking for an L. And on this day, this beautiful day, I got exactly what I was looking for. And I'm thankful for it.
Give your ID.
Why would I need one?
ID. Right now you're obstructing justice. You're going to be arrested for obstructing justice if you don't give your ID.
Rule 1, when dealing with cops, always check your emotions and your ego at the door. Undoubtedly, they are your greatest enemy. I don't even know who you are and why you're here to talk to me, so.
I just introduced myself.
Okay, is this consensual?
Field Police Department. I'm investigating you.
Recording started.
Can you take your hands out of the pocket?
I'm not going to do anything. I'm on the city sidewalk.
Okay, good enough. I just told for officer safety.
I don't give a shit about your officer safety. I'm on the city sidewalk. If you put your hands on me, you're going to
Get your hands out of your pockets right now.
Why? I'm under arrest?
Well, you're not going to talk to me with your hands in your pockets.
I'm not going to talk to you at all.
Then stay off their property.
I'm not on their property.
They said that you were.
They said. I got video, so don't worry about me. Rule number 2. Never, ever, 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 ever tell a cop you got video proof. Because if you are arrested, they will confiscate your video as evidence just to steal your property.
No.
Okay then, step away from me, officer. Officer, step away from me.
You have ID on you.
Officer, this consensual or I'm detained?
You're going to be detained.
For what?
You have ID on you.
What's suspicion
for
of
disorderly conduct.
Rule number 3, never ask a cop, what crime do you suspect me of committing? Remember, they're crooks. They will just invent one. Instead, the only question should be, am I free to go or am I being detained? What's that again?
Get your hands out of your pockets for disorderly conduct. The people here are alarmed and disturbed by your actions.
What, me walking on the city sidewalk?
And videotaping them.
I can videotape anything I want.
Right,
you can take me to jail if you like. You can take me to jail if you like. I'll welcome you taking me to jail.
Do you have ID?
Officer, I'm stepping away from you because you keep walking towards me. If you stop, I'll stop.
Okay, stop.
Now you stop.
Do you have ID on you?
Why would I need ID?
Because I am talking to these people. They're alarmed and disturbed.
I don't care about them being alarmed or disturbed. I'm alarmed and disturbed. Should I be calling you?
By what? You should have called us.
What happened to me here?
What happened to you?
It doesn't even matter because guess what? Everybody doing their First Amendment rights. I got a right to record in public.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing. I'm on the city sidewalk.
But
So
were
for
back
you,
here yesterday?
yesterday, no.
Okay, you weren't parked by the dumpster.
Yesterday, no.
Yeah, you were not.
No.
Okay. Can I ask?
So you got wrong information again, right?
What? That's why I'm talking to you, man.
You're not talking to me. What you're doing is threatening me. You can talk to me and then we can have a cordial conversation.
What did I do
You
to
can keep walking towards me and talking about where's my ID and I can't take my hands. When you do that, you lose all credibility.
Oh, okay. Listen to me. What is the problem here? Why are you having an issue with
Okay.
these people?
Yes, and I'll explain that to you.
Please.
I know you're not here to help me. I know you're not here to help me.
3310-4.
I'm on the city sidewalk. I'm not under arrest. I'm not being detained. Now I'm gonna keep walking. And that way you ain't gotta worry about my hands in my pocket. Officer, my hands are in my pocket because I'm not under arrest or I'm not suspected of a crime. But I did nothing. If you suspect me of committing a crime, then place me under arrest. At this point of the video, I should just shut the hell up. Nothing I say will help me. Everything I say and do will be used against me. Other than that, I don't want to talk to you because I know you're not here to help me. I know you're not here to help me.
Then talk to me.
I know you're not here to help me.
Then talk to me. Again, hands out of the pockets.
I'm on the city sidewalk. I'm not under arrest. I'm not being detained. Man, I'm going to keep walking. And that way you ain't got to worry about my hands in my pocket. Officer, my hands are in my pocket because I'm not under arrest or I'm not suspected of a crime. I'm going to keep walking.
So right now, they said that he's been walking around here.
Yeah, on the city sidewalk.
Yelling at people.
I got video to prove it. See my body cam? Tell those folks that. First
So, he
Amendment.
won't give me his
I got
ID.
the right to record any motherfucker I want to.
Yeah, but you don't have the right to disturb the peace.
Cops love it when you just don't know when to be quiet. At this point, my ego and my anger shines bright. It also opens the door for these scumbags to create false charges on me. This is why I say each encounter is a teachable moment. Understanding why remaining silent should always be your main priority.
Exactly. Yes.
You are right now and screaming.
Yeah, you are.
I'm done talking then.
You want his ID?
Yes.
Why would I need
Give
one?
him ID.
Why would I need one?
ID. Right now you're obstructing justice. You want to be arrested for obstructing justice if you don't give your ID. We have a right to identify you because we are investigating a call that
What's the crime? What's the crime?
Disorderly conduct.
Yes.
For what? What did I do?
Disorderly conduct.
Tell me exactly what that disorderly conduct entails.
I just told you that.
No, you didn't.
You're yelling at them. And
I'm yelling at you guys. This guy walked up.
They're the ones saying, I wasn't.
I'm yelling at him. He walked up on me on the city sidewalk and asked me to produce ID. So am I going to jail?
Not as of right now, no. Not as of right now, no. Not as of right now, no.
Am I going to jail?
We're looking at your ID.
I have not committed a crime. No, I'm not going to commit a crime. Let's be honest here, folks. Most cops are not trustworthy people. At this point, I've done nothing but execute my First Amendment right. Yet these cops would turn my free speech into a breach of peace. All because I didn't check my ego and my anger at the door and just remain silent. Terry versus Ohio says if you can articulate a crime, then I'll give you my ID. You ain't did that yet. What
you asked a question. I am telling you the answer.
I'm making it more difficult because the way you approach me.
Ohio gives me the right to do a Terry stop.
Yeah.
This is a Terry stop.
When you suspect me of a crime.
You keep asking.
You don't know what Terry versus Ohio is
yes,
then.
I do.
When you suspect me.
Explain to you is a disorderly conduct.
For what?
These people have called.
They can call whatever they want to say.
Okay, that's
you have to have articulate. Now you have to be articulate about your investigation.
You have your identification.
What's your articulation?
You have your identification.
If you want to take me to jail, I'm right here.
Okay.
I ain't did nothing wrong.
That's fine.
Why are you making this so difficult?
All you have to do was give.
These folks right here, I'm standing on the...
You're going to go for disorderly conduct and now obstructing.
Obstructing what?
Justice. No, you would not identify yourself.
Well, what? I don't have to identify
Okay.
myself if I'm suspected of a crime.
You are.
What crime?
Disorderly conduct.
I ain't disorderly nobody. I'll go with you.
Now that you're co-30, I'm going to shut this off.
No, you're not going to take anything from me, sir.
I'm shutting it off. I'm shutting it off.
Sir, that's a...
It's all being recorded on mine.
Sir, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm on a city sidewalk and you arrested me for disorderly conduct when you haven't seen any disorderly conduct.
Well, right now, the disorderly conduct is based on their information, which I'm investigating. And once I start investigating,
and look,
sir, you ask a question, but you won't shut your mouth long enough to hear the answer.
640 Sangamon.
So you want to sit here and complain that I don't know my laws, but yet you won't sit here and shut your mouth long enough to hear the answer. So you don't get the answer.
Two male juveniles.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
When I am called to a scene, all right, to investigate, you are part of an investigation now. Okay? The investigation is of a crime.
What crime?
Of disorderly conduct.
I did nothing
It doesn't
wrong.
matter if you say you did nothing wrong. I am still here investigating. And as part of the
What would you like me to do
investigation,
for you at this
I
moment?
could identify you.
Okay,
You refused to identify
No, I didn't.
yourself.
No, I didn't.
I asked for your
You didn't articulately
identification.
tell me the crime, and I would identify
That's
myself
fine.
for a hot second.
Well, then you can go to the courts and explain
I'll
to
tell
them.
it to the judge. Sir, a pat down is sufficient.
No, it's not. You're under arrest. It's a search now.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
Thank you for knowing your
What's your
laws.
name, sir?
Officer Robinson will be all over the report, sir.
Thank you.
Spread your feet, please.
I appreciate you.
Do you have any identification?
Sir, I'm under arrest. I have an SS now.
I needed this arrest, not because I was guilty of a crime, but because I was guilty of losing myself in the hype. I was guilty of becoming someone I didn't even like at times. I was guilty of simply abusing my First Amendment right because I could. I was guilty of always trying to prove a point. I was guilty of not having the wisdom to remember my purpose. I was guilty of not being able to get out my own way. Yes, these folks pissed me off for profiling me in my paranoid mind. But honestly, whether it be them or the people down the street, it didn't take much to trigger me. And again, whether it be them or the people down the street, it was no doubt in my mind, an arrest like this had to happen. The funny part is catching the case isn't what woke me up. It was simply observing someone who looked like me, sounding like someone he's not. Yes, after everything I've been through, I was forced to look into the mirror and see the real problem in my life. I had to look at the real enemy I was fighting, and that was me. I could tell the ACLU was pissed at me because I had another case, and the lack of manpower made it already impossible to keep up with me. But I just made it worse. Now their position was, let's get rid of this case before we proceed, which enraged me further. But I remembered the whole mirror talk I had with myself. So I understood the delay and the blame was only on me. The next couple months would get much worse because one of my daughters had come down with an illness that was so traumatic for her. It required her to learn how to rewalk and talk. And as a parent, I'll just say it was one of the worst experiences of mine and her life. It's funny how blessings in disguise will come because as she got better, the more my anger dispersed. And although me and her will never get over what ails us, we both together have to learn to manage and take it one day at a time. Her strength and spirit is what really saved me from myself. During her recovery, the ACLU wanted to move forward with my lawsuit and reached out numerous times to me. But at that time, I was tapped out, just plainly defeated and overwhelmed. And although I knew I was going to miss the deadline, I didn't care anymore. I was only focused on one thing, and that's being. People love to tell me I'm an idiot because I didn't sue, or without a lawsuit, it's all meaningless, or since I didn't get a settlement like them, it was all for nothing. And I'll be an idiot not to agree, especially being a poor person. So all you cops listening, I'll just remind you, I will not miss my next meal ticket. But to say I gained nothing in this process is simply idiotic to say because those teachable moments were needed for me to remind myself every day to grow and develop myself as a man, to grow and develop myself as a husband, to grow and develop myself as a father, a son, a brother, and an uncle. Those experiences open up my world to new people who look similar and different from me with the same problems, same hopes, and same dreams. Yes, my discovery of the power of the camera has taken me on a hell of an emotional ride. This journey has hit its highs and its lows. I would not change a thing because each lesson is definitely a blessing. And I'm just happy to have made it this far. And since I have made it this far, I know now I'll always be a work in progress. But more than knowing, I understand the power I hold with my cameras. And because I now know the weapon it can become, my goal every day is to use it, not abuse it, to educate, not irritate, to expose, not exploit, The camera has given me my safety and freedom back, and now I use my weapon of choice wisely and responsibly. I plan on keeping it that way.